What's going on, YouTube family? Today we're going to be talking about, is automotive YouTube dying? Now, I'm sure you guys have noticed a lot of major channels lose a lot of their talent. On top of that, I'm sure you've seen a lot of smaller creators actually walk away from the platform. Why is this? Because, being a YouTuber is the funnest job on earth. Why are so many people leaving and so many people giving it up? Now, I'm going to give you the true unbiased answers because as an automotive YouTuber with about 520,000 subs, my audience is about 80% US, and I average about 50 to 60,000 videos, I can tell you 100% it's about the money. Now, stating that, everybody thinks that I'm making tons of money, but I actually make off of Google AdSense somewhere around $4,000 a month, which seems like a lot until you find out how much money I spend to make $4,000. First off, we just hired a new videographer and editor. He's somewhere around $3,500 to $4,500 without bonuses. So right from the get-go, I'm already in a net zero. On top of that, I have a guy that does a lot of my shorts. He's somewhere around $1,500 a month. On top of that, I have all my subscriptions. I pay about $500 to $600 a month for, I think it's Storyblocks, my music, my Adobe Premiere, a few other ones. So let's just say $500, that goes out the door. So now I'm a net negative, maybe $1,500 to $1,800 a month. On top of that, I spend probably I'd say about a quarter of my rent of what I pay here. Let's just say it's about $3,000 a month goes towards that. On top of that, a lot of the projects that I build, I don't get any money for. I don't have sponsors for some of these things. So some of the builds like the 6x6, I didn't get any money from that. So that's over $200,000 out of my own pocket that I either used capital for or actually got a loan for that I'm paying. So that's actually losing me money. I can't even put that, even if we divide it up by, let's say 5 years, that's an extra $5,000 to $6,000 every single month. And as you can see, little by little, I'm losing a lot of money every single month. Now, how can I afford to do this? Simply because I actually buy and sell cars every single day. I can actually afford to lose money on YouTube. You may ask, why am I doing this? Because I know eventually I'll get bigger brands, bigger sponsors, which I got some really great ones coming up with Copart and SEMA and doing some other fun stuff that's gonna hopefully offset this cost little by little. You guys know, even if I do a few small brands, it's very rare and very often. On top of that, I did a review about tools you can buy from Temu, and people got so upset. Oh, you're a sellout, Lucky. You took the money and you did that. I was like, I reviewed a bunch of Chinese tools that came in. What's bad about that? I thought it'd be kind of funny. A lot of YouTubers do that. But every time we do some sort of sponsored video, everybody always wants to chime in and call you a sellout. Oh, it's bad. You shouldn't sell out. You shouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'll tell you what. When you're losing thousands of dollars every single month, I want to see how much the love of YouTube keeps pushing you forward. Now, I truly feel blessed to be doing YouTube and I enjoy every single minute of it, but I can financially lose money every single month and still keep moving forward because I have a bigger picture in mind. But a lot of these smaller YouTubers, that's why they stop. People look at it, oh, I want you to do this project, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. And as these YouTubers start doing it, and if they get bigger and they start taking on brand deals and they start chasing money to make their channel better, to hire more talent, believe it or not, a lot of the fans will roast them and call them sellouts because they gotten too big or they added more people, which is kind of bad because at the end of the day, you need to make money to keep feeding the machine. YouTube is fun, yes, but once you start pumping out so much content, it becomes a business. It goes from a hobby to something you actually have to invest your time and money in to watch it grow. And a lot of us enjoy watching YouTubers slowly grow into something big. I've watched a lot of these guys, whether it's regular YouTubers, like let's say Graham Stephan. I remember watching him when he had 10,000 subs. Now he's got like 4 million. Vehicle Virgins, Doug DeMiro, who's another one? Stradman. I've watched all these guys go from, maybe 500 subs all the way up to where they're at today. And I know it takes time and money to build something like that. And it takes a lot of dedication. And I think they should be rewarded because they put the time and effort into it. But as I bounce around from a lot of these automotive channels, I see a lot of hate and a lot of resentment. So as the economy starts to slow down, all the free, easy money is gone. People have to actually start working again and grinding and watch their budget. And when this happens, a lot of resentment builds in there. When you see a YouTuber, oh, look, he bought another Lambo, he bought another Ferrari, and they start hating on him, which I understand you don't want to seem too out of reach of your client base or your fans. But at the same point, when there's a small YouTuber that's, so excited because he gets a sponsorship from, let's say, Manscaped or somebody, and they're paying him $1,000, that's enough for him to buy maybe the next camera he wants to get or to make better videos for you guys. But at the same point, he's getting roasted in the comment section because they call him a sellout because he did Manscaped. Now, as a lot of these big YouTube channels start basically running out of sponsors and running out of money, I think that's why a lot of people are leaving. They're not going to tell you this, but that's the main reason why, because at the end of the day, when the marketing budget disappears, so does the talent. If you have a big, let's say a major show and you're making tons of money, what was it? I can't remember. It was like Friends or Seinfeld. Somebody was making like $5 million an episode just for doing that because they had so many sponsors wanting to put their money there. Same thing with YouTube. If you're doing really well and the sponsors have money, they will keep feeding you as much money as they possibly can to show up on your show. But once that money dries up, like we're at now in an economic recession, it starts drying up, so do the sponsorships. And when the sponsorships start drying up, the companies still want to make money. So what do? They have to tell the talent, you know what, we can't make the same videos you got to do, and we have to make less, or we can't pay you, maybe your contract's coming up and we have to pay you more, we just simply can't afford it. And so little by little, we're starting to see this all across YouTube. On top of that, a lot of popular like Motor Trend shows and other things, people are just leaving left and right because at the end of the day, they figured I can do it better and cheaper. Even me with doing my new studio that's costing me about $30,000 to build out, which I may show you guys a picture or a video here, all this stuff is coming out of my pocket. Now, I've been pretty fortunate to have a few sponsors that gave me those hexagon lights, some flooring tile. Some people, Harbor Freight came out and gave me some tools that I can add to the shop, which I can show you guys how we're going to use those things. So I feel very blessed to be fortunate to get those things. But when it comes to labor, paint, a lot of the other stuff, the lifts, all those things are coming out of my pocket, and it's thousands of dollars. And you guys, I know, will just watch the video and look at it, but if you go back and look at some of my videos, me sitting here talking at the actual desk, hundreds of thousands of views. When I built my G6x6, which I risked $200,000 of my own money on, the highest video I think has got maybe 15,000 views. Where is the ROI? Where is the return on investment? You're going to hear this a lot in this video because a lot of people are going to say it over and over again. Every time I do a sponsorship deal, they ask me, Lucky, why should we give you money? What's our return on investment? Oh, well, if you let me sell your automotive products on my channel's all about cars. I can get you, thousands of people in the United States. Give me a few bucks or whatever else. Now, back in the day, brand deals were very, very lucrative. They would give us huge chunks of money to talk about different things. Now, I can't even tell you the thousands of dollars I turned down because there were products I knew that wouldn't relate to you. Now, most people would just take the money. And if that happens, if you hear me start talking about, let's say, baby formula on this channel, yeah, then you can call me a sellout. But when I talk about automotive tools and parts and stuff like that, it's okay for me to take those brand deals because we need to keep the channel going. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I've been very fortunate to make enough money on the side to do the things I want to do. We're building the new studio to help train people, to show other automotive YouTubers, to bring them in, to like fix cars together, to have classes where people from the outside can actually fly to Vegas and learn how to either build cars or run a dealership or run a rental car business. And all those things take lots of money. If you noticed, do I offer any subscriptions? No. Do I do consulting? Once in a while. Do I offer classes? Not anymore. Maybe I should. Maybe that'll offset a lot of my costs. But I'm trying to do all the things differently than a lot of other YouTubers. Do I sell you $80 hoodies in the middle of the Las Vegas desert? No, because I'm not asking for your money. A lot of YouTubers can't. They need your money to continue. And eventually when I get to a point where I've had people, hey, Lucky, show us how to rebuild a McLaren. I can do it, but I need sponsors. I need money because me just to throw $200,000 on a project, as you can see with the G6x6, it didn't work out that well. Now, I love doing this stuff and I'm going to build it for me, but at the end of the day, I really thought that YouTube would literally help me pay for that car. As of right now, with the AdSense from that video, I made a whopping, I think it was $380, which covered probably the Bondo that I'm going to use to patch up some of the car and maybe a quarter primer. So, it's not that much money that you get from YouTube. A lot of people think that that's where all the money comes from once you break 100,000 subs. It's not like that. And especially a lot of these small YouTubers, don't hate on them. It takes a lot of effort to do something like this, to put yourself out there in the world, to be, scrutinized. People talk shit about you. It's part of the business. I understand. People talk trash in the comment section every now and then. A lot of them turn around and become fans, which is great because we're trying to teach something educational. But a lot of guys never get to that point because they're just too busy getting bashed because they're a young kid filming in his garage, his passion for cars, and you guys are making fun of him. So keep this in mind. Every time you guys want to bash automotive YouTubers or why aren't they doing this or why are they taking on sponsors, at the end of the day, everybody has to make money. Nobody's banging on your door telling you, why do you need to go to work? You should just hang out and be my friend and talk to me all day. You don't need to pay your bills. And that's basically what people are pushing. Because remember, YouTube is a 100% free platform unless you pay for YouTube TV or the premium, so you don't have any ads. So think about it this way. You're getting lots of free entertainment that you don't have to pay for. And people are complaining that Netflix raised their price, I think, $1. So as long as you keep that in mind and you realize that a lot of these automotive YouTubers are leaving the platform because the money's just not there anymore. And on top of that, out of the thousands of brands that used to spend their money across all the platform, giving us all money, those guys are going away. And unfortunately, larger channels will stay and they'll take a lion's share of the money, but a lot of the small guys are being left behind. Now, I know YouTube is changing the algorithm to kind of push up smaller channels, which I think is a great thing. And unfortunately, a lot of small creators are going to go to the wayside because the money's just not there anymore. Why spend 18 hours filming, editing a video just to get 10 views and 5 negative comments roasting you, telling you you're an idiot and you don't know what to do? Unfortunately, that's the internet. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, without anybody helping to cultivate that culture and to get people into this, it's basically going to run out of automotive YouTubers. You're going to have maybe 5 to 10 really big channels and maybe a few mid-sized channels, and all the small guys are going to go away. So it's getting harder and harder to compete, especially with some of these guys. Like, I won't even tell you, but I know some automotive YouTubers, their budget is about $150,000 a week for payroll and for projects. So with the guy in his garage, how is he going to compete with somebody like that? And when it comes to companies coming in and wanting to do ad spend, why are they going to give this guy with maybe 100 subs that's doing a really cool project, would then give this guy that has 5 million subs a bunch of money that he doesn't really need to get more views? And that's where we're kind of at right now. This is the death of automotive YouTube, whether it's basically subscribers disappearing, going to the big channels, big money following the big channels, or the smaller YouTubers basically having nowhere to go and struggling to build their channel. But anyways, I know this is nothing about the car market, so if you guys don't like and subscribe on this one, totally understand, but I wanted to put it out there because I see so many videos all over YouTube talking about how automotive YouTube is dying, what's going on. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please support all YouTubers. Even if you see a guy with maybe 10, 15 subs, and if you go through my comments, you can see I watch a lot of small YouTubers, and every time I have a chance to either like or comment, I do so because I want to show people that it does take a lot of time to do this, and I appreciate them putting themselves out there on the internet. And this even goes for all you lovely OnlyFans girls out there too, so shout out to you guys. Just kidding. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching.